looking at my Seiko, it is indeed that time again. I got 16 wide receivers for you, okay? I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell y'all what I like about them. I'm going to tell you how they kind of stack up with the other guys and all that. And we're going to give a good breakdown, tell you who my number one guy is. Y'all pretty much know who my number ones are in any of these lists because I've notoriously talked about them. But let's run it for the cardio. We ain't doing nothing else. So 16, 15, and 14, right? Number 16, I got Tez Walker from North Carolina. 15, Troy Franklin from Oregon, and Jermaine Burton from Alabama, number 14. Okay, so you know these are all fun players. These are all fun players, and listen, I don't want nobody to get into a tizzy because I got some of these dudes ranked a little low, but this wide receiver class is ridiculous. Just like this offensive line class is ridiculous. You can't be mad if I got a player that you like that's ranked 15, Troy Franklin, a player that you like that you think is a top 10 player or a first round player, and I got a rank 15. Hey man, get out your feelings. Tez Walker is I think he should have went back. He should have went back to North Carolina, or just he should have went back to school in general and just put some more film out, and maybe that'll help his draft case for next year. But man, Tez will probably end up being like a third, fourth round guy. Solid body of a player. I don't think his official numbers are they don't project him to be all that big or whatever his numbers are. He's like a 205 or so or something like that. He may be like a 205 pound player, but he looks much bigger on film. He looks much thicker on film. But you want to talk about a dude that's ball tracking, stacking the hell out of people, running past people, kind of damn near almost bullying people, man. Tez Walker's your dude. Tez Walker's your dude, and you know he makes a lot more vertical plays than you would expect. If you just look at his type or whatever, his body type, you would look at him and you'll be like, all right, Tez Walker's 193 pounds, 6'1". He looks a little bigger than that. But you would look at Tez Walker and you would go, oh man, I bet he's a slant monster. I bet he's a possession type dude. But man, he gives you a bunch of yak on the back end, and whether he's categorized as a speed guy or not, he runs past a lot of dudes on film. But I do think that he could do a great deal of things. But Troy Franklin, who's my 15 guy, and people are gonna be like, but Voch, you can put him in the same conversation as like Jermaine Burton and my number 13 guy, Xavier Worthy. I don't really do well with a lot of the run past you guys. Okay, I know they're all good players, but I just don't do well with my thing is to run past you. I like route runners. I like physicality. What's your floor? What's your ceiling? What's your black belt? Which, in this case would refer to like route running and things like that, the nuanced stuff. These four players all run past people. I think Jermaine Burton's route running is better than Franklin and Walker. I think Troy Franklin's ability to line up all over the place and his speed being a little faster than Walker and him being a little taller than Walker, I think that gives him a bit of an edge. I also think Troy has an edge in route running over Tez Walker, but Jermaine Burton has all those advantages over Troy and Tez. Xavier Worthy, all these other three dudes, whether it be Burton, Franklin, and Walker, they're all run past you guys. But Xavier Worthy runs past you much more efficiently than those guys, right? He's a much better run past you guy. And if you're going to at least run past somebody, you at least need to do the running past them at an elite level, okay? Also think Xavier Worthy can be a fun yak guy in terms of with his natural speed, right? And look, the last three dudes got speed too. But playing against Xavier Worthy, defenses give him such a cushion. Like, and that may be a new yak thing, right? Like, you're so fast, teams give you an unnatural cushion. But with that unnatural cushion, you can run a shorter route, a slant, or a hitch, or whatever you want to run. You already have 10 yards here, right? So it's not like your offense created 10 yards for you and then you yacked. It's like you created 10 yards because they fear you. Right, and then you go and be a yak guy, right? So even Xavier Worthy has some yak stuff, and he just has some high effort plays, and he catches the ball away from his body, and he got a little more length than I would think. He's skinny though. He 160 some odd pounds, man. If you put some pounds on him, he may end up being 180. So you're gonna have to deal with him being like a little bitty dude, but it's just gonna have to be like situational usages where you would use him in any different way than making him take the top off defense and run it past people. it's interesting because these next two guys are like the versatility dudes, right? So you got Jalen McMillan at number 12, and then you got Malachi Corley at 11. Jalen McMillan is the unsung Washington guy. People don't are mentioning him as much as they should be mentioned. Like all three of these Washington dudes should be talked about in this top 15. And there's three of them in this top 15, but it's top 16. But they should all be mentioned in their own way. Jalen McMillan, what I like about him is as a route runner, he does all the dirty work wide receiver stuff, but he's also a dude that can win from the slot, and I think he's mostly going to be doing a whole bunch of winning from the slot. But if you look at his last year tape, he won from the outside also. Like he won as a number one guy also. So if Jalen McMillan comes into your team and you have a number one already, I think a lot of these dudes are going to be complimentary guys. But Jalen McMillan as a complimentary dude, nice. But Malachi Corley is, man, look, man, he now this is where I'm a little phony, right? I'm a little phony because I don't think he does all the black belt things that these other guys do. And to be fair, a lot of these dudes ain't got black belts neither. So I mean, I'm being pretty fair here. But Malachi doesn't have the super route runner. He doesn't have this extensive route tree. You know what I'm saying? And the run past you guys are one trick ponies. To be fair, Malachi Corley is sort of a one trick pony also. But I value Malachi as one trick over these guys as one trick, because being a YAC guy gives me more than what I bargained for. It gives me more than what I bargained for. If you're Xavier Worthy and you run past somebody, we're only throwing you the football because their defense dictated that we have an opportunity to run past you. If their defense makes an adjustment and puts a body over the top of you, then maybe they've just taken away your ability to run past our defense. The same with Troy Franklin, the same with Jermaine Burton, the same with Tejas Walker, and all those guys, right? We can take away you running past us. You want to know what you can't take away? You want to know something that's impossible to take away? You not being able to tackle me. Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said?
There's nothing you to do. There's nothing you can do when you just simply can't tackle Malachi Corley. And look, you can put him in space, hand him the ball as a running back, let him be your screen guy, your slant guy, and then once you think he's only going to run short stuff, then he starts to run past y'all. But no matter what, if you give Malachi Corley the ball at the 5, he's going to find a way to take it to the 12 or the 15 or the goddamn touchdown. That's what's special about Malachi Corley. That's why I got him ranked over these guys, even though he doesn't have the tool belt that these other guys have. He doesn't have the nuance that some of these other dudes have. He's got YAC. And it's just special, man. Whatever I throw to you, you can give me a little bit more. If I throw the ball to you, you can give me a little bit more. Chat, go in the comments right now. Go in the chat box. What coverage beats YAC? There's coverages that beat the deep ball. Cover 2 beat the deep ball. Cover 4, 6, all those beat the deep ball. Do it depend? Well, 9s and whatever. But like those, there are coverages to take away what those other guys do. Chat, what coverage takes away YAC guy? What, you want to clog the middle of the field? Cool. I'll throw the ball to him outside and he'll YAC you up. Or you're going to protect the sidelines? Cool. We're going to attack the middle and he's going to YAC you up. We're just going to play down on the formation and crowd the lines. Perfect. We'll throw the ball behind you and we'll YAC you up. You line up in cover 4? Cool. We'll dump the ball off short. YAC you up. YAC's so important, man. Xavier Legette, my 10 guy, is another YAC guy. Love him to pieces, but he get YAC different. Malachi is like what, 215 or something like that, but he plays like he's 230. Xavier Legette 230, but he played like he's 260, and he sound like Randy Moss. If you ever listen to him talk, there were so many times Spencer Rattler would just get in trouble, just throw the ball downfield, be like, "Hey man, Xavier Legette down there somewhere. He's down there somewhere," and Xavier Legette he'll just come down with it. He didn't produce very much, but I just think that's just because his quarterback and his offense wasn't all that good. But I think there are some things you could do to make Xavier Legette better. Like you can run routes that fit him better. You can make him use his body better. But these bail me out throws, these, these I am your savior throws or whatever. Hey, just throw it down there and just let me work and let me go get it, man. That didn't help Xavier Legette all that much. But boy, I think if you put him in an offense that's gonna let him fly, think about how Philly uses AJ Brown. I love how Philly uses AJ Brown. I love it, and I think that's new football. AJ Brown run 5 routes, man. He run a hitch, a screen, go ball. He run a mesh concept over the middle, and then they just got they pull out a sheet of paper and just draw lines. We're like, hey, get to this landmark and just go be a yak dude. Just go be hard to tackle. I love that so much about how the Eagles use AJ Brown. Y'all know I don't fool with the Eagles or just Eagle fans in general. So I ain't trying to give them credit, but boy, I love how they use AJ Brown. Use Xavier Legette like that, you'll be good to go. Ricky Pearsall, number 9, Jalen Polk, number 8, Keon Coleman, number 7. These are all dudes that have kind of, bigger bodies. They catch everything. They catch balls over the middle, to the outside. I think Keon Coleman's offense kind of held him back a little bit. And you'd be surprised how bad some of these quarterbacks are till you watch their wide receivers play. But Keon is kind of getting knocked because of his 40 time and stuff like that. And Jalen Polk ain't got the best 40 time neither, but their GPS numbers are really good. So I'm more concerned about, you running fast in a game with pads on than you running fast at the Olympics in your draws. You know what I'm saying? But Ricky Pearsall, I think he has I think he has some of the same things that Polk, Coleman, my number 5 guy, Mitchell. I think Pearsall got some of all those. And in these next few rankings, they all kind of run together. They're all going to be like second, early 3rd round guys to me. But Ricky Pearsall catches everything. Now he's another fantastic route runner. That's what I love about Pearsall, man. His route running is going to set him over the edge to where some of these other dudes are yak guys or, they body guys out and body control and like things like that. Pearsall got some body control. He got some ball tracking, but it's really his route running that puts him over the edge. Jalen Polk, yak dude, catches every single thing, works over the middle, solid body. I love him to pieces, and I think he's going to go to a team that's going to utilize him properly, and people are going to be looking at Jalen Polk like, hey, when this happened? This whole Jalen Polk thing. When did he turn into a dude? I think some of the consensus rankings got him ranked a little lower, but this is Voch Lombardi's ranking. I'm going to trust myself. I am no coward. I'm going to put Jalen Polk way up there. I think he could be a star in the league. I think he could be a star complimentary player in the league. And some of these guys got him ranked a little low, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Polk got drafted high. And we all know Keon Coleman, true X, big body. He's another yak guy. Good luck tackling him. But 50-50 ball guy, man. Like catch him in the back of the end zone and call yourself 50-50 balling with him. He's more like an 80-20 guy. He's a, he call him Chuck. He is truly 80-20 ball guy. He has the ball skills. He has the vertical elevation. He got the hands to just snatch the football out the air. Now I don't know, my team in particular, I don't know if we throw a whole bunch of those routes. We're gonna do a whole bunch of 50-50 ball throwing, but if you a team that throws a bunch of them, Keon Coleman is a guy that will reward you for bringing those down. And Brian Thomas is a guy that I like, but I think he's another run past you guy. He's another run past you guy. But I think his size plus his open field yak stuff that he does, and I do think he's a little faster than some of the other run past you guys, you know what I'm saying? Or at least his film makes him look a little faster, right? So Tez Walker runs past people. I think Brian is a better run past you guy. He's a better run past you guy than Jermaine Burton. Jermaine Burton got some hand issues too, but we ain't got to go too crazy. But Brian Thomas got a little hand issue, but we'll talk. Troy Franklin is probably faster than Brian Thomas, but Brian Thomas still get busy, probably got a little more size. I think if Brian Thomas was asked to do a little more, I think he can do more. So this is more of an upside pick. I know what your floor is. Brian Thomas is run past you guy as a floor, but I think he can do some great things over the middle, some great things that's great things down under, because I do think he has a little more size compounded with that speed that he has. But boy, don't get it twisted, man. I still have a problem with run past you guys. I still got a problem with run past you guys. I just got a feeling that LSU's offense put all the resources into Neighbors, all the creative stuff, all the nuanced plays for a Neighbor. So Brian Thomas just didn't get a whole bunch of them. I think if you run some of that same stuff with Brian Thomas, I think he'll be not as successful as Malik Neighbors, but he'll be a little more successful than what he was. AD Mitchell, big fan of him. Big body, bigger body. He's another guy that catches everything. He works over the middle. He works to the outside. If you look at his 2022 Georgia film, he looks a lot faster than what he is in his 2023 Texas film. So what I eventually figured out with AD Mitchell is that he switches up his tempos when he's running routes, but he's drastically switching up tempos when he's running routes. So it's just fun to see him kind of discern when does he need to blaze people, when does he need to be regular fast, when does he need to be patient to find a hole kind of, develop in the middle or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I like AD Mitchell a whole bunch. I think he's a little smarter than teams are giving him credit for, or just the draft online presence are giving him credit for. But chat, besides the big three, the next best receiver after them, I got Lad, man. And boy, it's easy to get lazy with the Lad McConkey evaluation. It's easy to get lazy, man, because you'll throw him in the white boy category. You'll throw him in the, he don't run fast. He's more quick. He just runs routes, possession guy. Catches the ball and get down. Baby, he's a short, quick dude that you don't really see coming. Like, you'll think that's what he is, man. But boy, he's more like a Doug Baldwin type character. He's more like a Tyler Lockett type character. You know what I'm saying? He's more, I've seen some people call him Antonio Brown. And look, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. You know what I'm saying? But we talk about Lad McConkey. Didn't produce a whole bunch, but like I said earlier, man, some of these quarterbacks will let you down when you realize why their wide receiver didn't have more, usage and production and things like that, man. But Lad McConkey, route runner, smoking people, gets open, suddenness, technique, setting you up at the stem. You think I'm stacking you? Man, I'm working inside, dog. Man, you think the inside move is coming? Man, I'm fading you, bro. I'm not wasting a whole bunch. I'm not gonna sit at the line of scrimmage for 10 seconds and just pat my feet. If you giving me space, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go and get open. If you're on me, that's when I may pat around and play with you. But at least I have a little bit of sense to, discern which is the appropriate time to do that. 6 foot player, bigger than what I thought, or just bigger than what the media would have you thinking. And he's a YAC guy, man. He got plays where he's in the open field making dudes miss, and he catches everything. He's actually a player, something that, some of these wide receivers, man, like he's really good outside the numbers, man. Man, Lad McConkey's so damn good outside the numbers. And shouts out to this quarterback. He threw it to him. He didn't throw it to him a whole bunch, but he threw it to him a lot. Lad McConkey outside the numbers is ridiculous. Great balance on the sideline, catch the ball before he goes out of bounds, man. Lad McConkey's so damn gangster, man, and I'm just looking at him versus AD Mitchell. AD is a bigger player, better hands or whatever, but AD got that 3.9, man. But man, what that 4.39? But man, what do you value? What do you value? I value route running. I value getting open. I value nuance. I value YAC. AD Mitchell and Lad McConkey are so close to me. Both those dudes are so close to me. But both those dudes are better than Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas has a little more nuance in his upside, but I think his speed advantage over Coleman, Polk, and Pearsall, I think gives him the advantage over them. Legette and Corley, y'all know, because I just like YAC guys. I like guys that can, bail out the wires, bail out the quarterbacks and all that. Then there's the rest of them. Rome Odunze, I've talked about him plenty. Seeing the ball in the air, body control, being able to contort in the air and box dudes out. He's another 50-50 ball guy. Him and Penix perfected the deep ball pass interference drawing. Like they drew so many pass interference plays together because, hey man, Rome gets behind you quicker than you think he did, and he's a humongous dude. Great size on him. What, 6'4", 220 or something like that. Fantastic size, man. Rome Odunze is my 3 guy, and Marvin Harrison. Look, just because Marvin Harrison is my 2, and Malik Neighbors is my 1, of course. Just because Marvin Harrison is my 2. That don't mean I think Marvin Harrison is bad. You know what I'm saying? If Marvin Harrison was bad, he wouldn't be on the list. If Marvin Harrison was okay, he'd be 12th. there's a lot of people that's gonna have a problem with me having him at 2, but he's amazing. He's just not my one guy is just amazing. My 3 guys are amazing. Rome's incredible. If you drop off Lad McConkey in last year's draft, man, Lad McConkey might be wide receiver 1 in last year's draft. Let's see, Jackson and Jigba, Quentin Johnston, and the other character I can't think of. Man, Lad McConkey probably wide receiver. He's probably wide receiver 1 last year's draft, man. So that just tell you what this year's class is. Marvin Harrison, I wanted to see him run a little bit because people was acting like he was going to come out here and run faster than neighbors. I need to see that with my own eyes. But, man, Marvin, route runner, contested ball guy, 50-50 ball guy. I take back contested ball guy, but he is jump ball guy. Jump ball, 50-50 ball guy. Snatched the ball out the air. Ball tracking. He's another body control guy. And, he's a YAC dude if like ain't nobody around. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all don't put hands on him, he can generate speed if you're not stopping him. But he just doesn't have the balance to run through a lot of these tackles or whatever, which is cool. But Malik Neighbors is so electric. Oh, Malik Neighbors is just so electric. He flies. He just flies on the film, and he's the YAC guy that you just dream of, and you give him the ball behind the line of scrimmage, he'll find a way to make it work and get you 10. He'll find a way. He'll catch the ball over his shoulders. He can change up the tempos. The ball tracking is incredible. Marvin, I feel like his balance is the only thing that doesn't make him a YAC guy in that way. Like I said, he's a YAC guy, when he's in open space. He can get some extra yard when he's in open space. But boy, what if it's 3 people trying to bring him down? Will Marvin Harrison come out of that scrum? He probably won't. But boy, not only will Malik Neighbors come out of that scrum, but he'll do it in a highlight spectacular fashion. And he'll get back on his feet, and then he'll outrun them damn people, boy. Oh, Malik Neighbors, year 1, is going to be a star, man. He's going to be a star. You put him in the slot and let him beat the hell out of people. Then you put him at the X and let him beat the hell out of people. You put him at the Z, the F. You put him at running back and watch him beat the hell out of people. Malik Neighbors is so good, bro. These top 4 receivers are so, and look, I like A.D. Mitchell too, but these top 4 receivers are so good. They are so good, and I love them to pieces, man. But I just got Neighbors as 1, man. And that's just me being YAC guy. And compounding that with all the other stuff. It's just the YAC that puts them over the edge. They both close. I actually like Marvin because of his size, but I like Rome Odunze's size more than both of them. Like Rome's size is ridiculous. And look, man, I keep telling you, the ability to jump up and contort in the air and box people out is so underrated from Rome. And I think Rome is a pretty solid dude in open space when he's moving around. It's just that Marv does most things better than Rome, but Malik deadly, man. But anyway, I love y'all to pieces, man. I ain't gonna hold you too long. I'm gonna let y'all sit on this list, and y'all go watch the other ones if you haven't, man. Love y'all to pieces. Y'all hold it down for Dos Kowalski. Till next time, bro. Salute.